Politicians know they hide the truth. Community people bring your proof. Developments will go touch the youth. At the end they shine the light for roof. They work for the country. Show your project. Who they serve for we state. Show your project. Who they build for we war. Show your progress. We go celebrate. Operation show your project. Operation show your project. Make it clear say you they deliver well. Now good governance we go celebrate. Operation show your project. Operation show your project. Make it clear say you they deliver well. Now good governance we go celebrate. Video, we there for you. Every Thursday, 7 a.m. Show your project. Transparency, we won't believe. From town to town, from state to state, I'll be. Yep. Show your project, make the people see. Now transparency, we won't believe. From town to town, from state to state, ABN they check, we know go waste. Operation show your project. Operation show your project. Now accountability we they promote. Show your work, make the people vote. Politicians know they hide the truth. Community people bring your proof. Developments will go touch the youth. At the end they shine the light for roof. They work for the country. Show your project. Who they serve for we state. Show your project. Who they build for we war. Show your progress we go celebrate. Operation show your project. Operation show your project. Make it clear say you they deliver well. Now good governance we go celebrate. Operation show your project. Operation show your project. Make it clear say you they deliver well. Now good governance we go celebrate. Video, we there for you. Every Thursday, 7 a.m. Show your project.
House of Representatives. We are bringing on board institutional trust that will make Nigerians believe more in the institution of our democracy called the legislature, which is the fulcrum of our democracy.
He is charismatic, bold, engaging, and a deep-rooted parliamentarian.
I'm here today not just as a representative of the people of Gombe, but as a representative of all Nigerians.
Meet the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Benjamin Okezie Kalu, every Monday as he interacts with his constituents on Ben Kalu's Mandate here on Flow 94.9 FM.
Honestly, I love my people. Nothing can stop that love. And I started this love before I became an office holder in government. My foundation, Benjamin Kalu Foundation, started working for people since 2003. And we have not failed to work for the people year in, year out.
Ben Kalu's Mandate every Monday by 11 a.m. on Flow 94.9 FM.
Beautiful morning to you. Thank you for leaving your dial on the flow of God's own state, and welcome to another edition of Ben Kalu's Mandate. I am Wisdom Thomas. You know how we do it on the program. I'll get to the point where I would re-emphasize the algorithm. But first, more than 2 years ago, the Southeast was plagued by indiscriminate insecurity, one which threatens the very existence of the Southeast, questioned its morality, and almost eroded its firm stance on the sanctity of life and blood. The situation was worrisome, even more so the root cause, and it does look like little has been done to heal the wounds directly at its core, whatever it's having gone in. It was during that period that the Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Benjamin Okezie Kalu, PhD, CFR, bettered the Peace in the Southeast Project, PICE-P, with the idea of solving these challenges through non-kinetic means. And we are going to be asking questions of what impact it has had, I mean the PICE-P, on the Southeast, especially giving its initial mandate. There is equally a program we're going to be finding out more about on the program this morning. It is called the Education for Peace Initiative. Then we will equally assess the APCE registration exercise and how it's going at the moment. First phase, we are going to be speaking to the Chief Press Secretary to the Deputy Speaker, Livinus Nwabiogu. When we are done talking to him, we are going to be speaking with Mary Ikoko, who is the Chairperson, Media and Communication, PICE-P, and the CEO and lead consultant, Access Media Limited. But first, let's try to reach out to Livinus Nwabiogu. And remember that this program is usually interactive, which means it will get to a point where the phone lines will be opened just to get your own thoughts. We have joining us virtually now Livinus Nwabiogu, the Chief Press Secretary to the Deputy Speaker. Good morning to you, Livinus. It's a pleasure to have you on the program.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Wisdom. Good morning, Avians. Good morning, Nigerians. Thanks for having me this beautiful Monday morning.
Oh, yeah. Let's hit the ground running. Can you kindly tell us of some of the recent activities involving your principal, the Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu? You call him workaholic. I mean, what's happening in that aspect?
Yes, because that isn't to overemphasize what he does, or that one was simply making it up. No, that is actually who he is, and I've been attest to that fact, because a couple of times, even in Abia, you will think the Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Benjamin Okezie Kalu, has gone home to rest, where you see a litany of his itinerary, the activities, an array of things he will have to cover from one point of the state to another. So that tells you that he worked so hard, and he merits that name. In fact, he just to really tell Nigerians that he never sleeps, he never do I say slumbers, but he works his heart out for the country, for the work he does. He has passion for it. Yeah, talking about the activities in the last 1 week. Of course, you were aware that the plenary of the National Assembly plenary section opened, after the Christmas and New Year holidays. They adjourned sometime last year to resume on the 27th of January, and they kept to that date and mandate. And on 27 last week Tuesday, the plenary resumed. Deputy Speaker, who was in the East for some activities of his party, the party APC membership, and to also sensitize Abians on the need to have their national identity number, NIN, came in on a Sunday, just two days before plenary, the resumption of plenary. And that day he came in on Sunday. I guess that day or the next day, he attended the leadership meeting. Most people may not know that the leaders of the National Assembly, that body chaired by the chairman, or headed by the chairman of the National Assembly, I'm talking about no other person than the Senate President, His Excellency, distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, chairs that meeting. So the Deputy Speaker attended that meeting. The meeting is usually called for them to have an overview of what is expected, what they are going to do that week at the plenary, because I've always emphasized that we run a bicameral legislature, so no one house does or one chamber does anything in isolation. You need the input of the other so that you can be on the same page, be at par, with the goings on, especially when it concerns all of them and not the two chambers, especially bills or resolutions. Both have to concur. And talking about bills, talking about resolutions or some other activities, what lies ahead of them right now, I can tell Abians and Nigerians, is the voting on those constitutional amendments, subject matters. I was on radio last year, at the twilight of last year. We had hoped that our voting would have taken place, but for some obvious reasons, that could not take place. It could not happen. And they resumed and said that voting, and that is a very good information I'm passing to Abians and to Nigerians this morning, that the votings on those critical subject matters will take place on the 18th of January. So hopefully they will. But what happened was that they met, and of course the usual plenary session held on Tuesday, but it was a brief one because the House is bereaved, our National Assembly is bereaved, and they have that culture of meeting briefly and then adjourn for the next day. No business, no legislative business, serious one will take place to honor the dead. A colleague of theirs passed on while they were on holiday, so they only resumed, met, and then read that stuff, and then they left to honor the dead. And that was on Tuesday. So on Wednesday they came, and the speaker presided briefly, and then the deputy speaker, took over. And it was announced that they will resume, they will look at the debate, that they will debate the 2026 budget that was before them before they adjourned last year. I think it was past a second reading because you do some serious debate on the general principle of that bill. Is an appropriation bill from executive bill from the presidency, from the executive arm of government. So they will look at it, pass it on to the second reading, and from that second reading, it can now go to the committee stage. It means that the various committees will set to work, bring in the agencies of government, to come and defend their budget, because you talk about ministries, you talk about agencies of government in their numbers. So that will as well occupy their time, their legislative time, in weeks to come. And when they finish work on that, while on the sideline, like I said, they are going to vote on the constitutional issues to get a closure on that exercise, the constitutional amendment processes, which they started since the last 2 years or thereabout. So they will do that too. And again, I'm sure you must have also, Nigerians are also abreast with the goings on around the electoral amendment, the act, because the papers I've read this morning, or was it yesterday, saying that the National Assembly needed to do the work so as to know the way forward, because elections are almost here. Politics, electionarian campaign season is almost here. So the Electoral Act will give a direction of where to go, of what to do with that. And I think the National Assembly is tinkering with the provisions or some provisions of the amendment to situate it to meet with the harsh realities of the present time as it affects our elections. So I'm sure they are still working on that. So these are some of the critical things they will do. And of course, usually the House adjourned on Thursday. They will resume in 2 weeks' time. So at the moment, the House is on a brief holiday, and perhaps to enable the committees to look at that, the document, the budgetary provisions or the budgetary document, and then do some work on that before they resume. And when they resume, it will just be for that voting I talked about. And that is for us
to pursue clarity and bring this segment of the program to a close. You mentioned January 18th. I suppose you meant February 18th in terms of the voting.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So, yeah. Thanks for that correction. Actually, yes, we are. Today is February 2nd, and February has started its journey. We have the first month of the year, January, is behind us. So I'm talking about February 18th. Thanks so very much for that.
Thank you.
So that is it. And in 2 weeks' time, they will resume. And then all these activities, all these I mentioned now, will get underway. So that is it. The Deputy Speaker is also keeping tab, of course. One thing or the other he is doing for the country as well.
Let me appreciate you, Livinus Nwabiogo. He's the Chief Press Secretary to the Deputy Speaker. Thank you for bringing us up to speed with the latest development behind the Deputy Speaker, not just him, but as well the National Assembly. Thank you for speaking to us on Ben Kalu'S Mandate this morning.
Thank you so very much.
I appreciate it. Keep up the good work. That's the first phase. When we return, it's going to be the Chairman, Media and Communication, Pies P, and the CEO or Lead Consultant, Access Media Limited, Mary Coco, joining us virtually as well. And during that conversation, we're going to discuss a lot, from Pies P to a particular initiative of Pies P, and then to the e-registration exercise of the APC.
Together we can make Nigeria better. Oh, yeah. One vote, one voice. We can make Nigeria better.
Nigerians, your voice is your power. The future you desire begins with your vote. Continuous voter registration is currently taking place nationwide. If you are 18 years and above and yet to register, if you need to transfer your registration, correct your details, or replace a missing PVC, this is your moment to act. Without a voter's card, your voice cannot be heard. Without registration, you cannot take part in shaping our democracy. Register now. Let your vote speak for you. Register today. Vote tomorrow. Secure our collective future. This message is supported by the Renewed Hope Partners.
Mommy, Daddy, CC, baby, don't make mistake today. It goes for your tomorrow.
Votes are only with your PVC, man. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Ndibo need to talk, because the barrels of the gun do not talk. Neither does the military engage in negotiations. Peace in the Southeast Project, PISP, is set to bridge those gaps to get Ndibo to talk and be talked to, all in the spirit of renewed hope. There is a need to get their hope renewed so that tomorrow will be better for them in terms of infrastructure, security, opportunities in employment, education, and lots more. Support this initiative for a peaceful Southeast. It's a gain for the nation. Peace in the Southeast. Our collective project.
It's good to know you are still listening to the flow of God's own state, Flow 94.9 FM. It is still Ben Kalu'S Mandate. And like I told you prior to that break, that when we return, we're going to be speaking to the Chairman, Media and Communication, Peace in the Southeast Project, and CEO and lead consultant, Access Media Limited, Mary Ikoko, who joins us virtually. Good morning to you, Ma, and many thanks for joining us.
Good morning, and thanks for having me. I hope your year is off to a great start.
Pardon?
I said I hope your new year is off to a great start.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Let's get our conversation on the way. Peace in the Southeast Project, PISP, is nearly 2 years, 1 month, and 4 days old. If we consider that it was inaugurated on the 29th of December 2023. Before we look at where we are with PISP, kindly help us reflect on the essence of the project in the first place.
Thank you very much. Well, the Peace in Southeast Project, like you know, is a project that was founded by the Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Benjamin Okezie-Kalu. This was a brilliant idea that he founded, and a group of young professionals were able to bring this idea to life. And he was piloting most of it. The Peace in Southeast Project is actually like a multi-stakeholder initiative. And it is aimed at restoring trust, stability, and social cohesion across the region, which is the Southeast region. And this process is looking at a non-kinetic, a more social-political approach to resolving the insecurity and insurgency in the Southeast. So instead of the bullet, the gun, the military approach is looking at focuses on dialogue instead of confrontation, inclusion instead of exclusion like you've seen in the past, and development instead of fear. So we have quite a number of projects around our thematic areas that are highly developmental in approach. And that is how this organization hopes to solve or reduce drastically the prevalent insecurity in the region. I mean, you know about the activities of so many non-state actors, including getting to a point where we had to get to a point where we stopped our own brothers and sisters from going about our legitimate businesses, which led to the region losing trillions of money in all of these years. So this project recognizes that peace is not just the absence of violence, but is the presence of justice, opportunity, and confidence in governance. And that's why this group were engaging all of the thematic areas and also engaging all relevant stakeholders within the Southeast region and beyond to make sure that peace is restored in our Southeast. So that's pretty much what Peace in Southeast is, an overview of the program. And we have various thematic areas which are developmental in nature, which we have used consistently to address some of these issues.
Can you kindly share some of those developmental projects which the initiative PISP have imbibed during these last 2 years or so to help quell the insecurity bedeviling the Southeast?
Of course I will. I mean, we looked at different areas like the critical infrastructure, after the war, the Civil War. There were a lot of roads and bridges, schools that were broken down by the actors, that. We also had to deal with issues of our young children for lack of food. There was that era of kwashiorkor and all of that, health. And we had so many experiences of war that we've lived with, and that needed us to have some level of healing, social cohesion, and rehabilitation. So on that note, we were able to look at issues like building critical infrastructure. So infrastructure development is one of those thematic areas we have. Technology, the use of technology to solving the problem. So we targeted the youth. When we launched in partnership with the government agency that is digital platform, that we were able to build a digital hub in the Southeast, starting from Abia State, which will now dovetail to other parts of the region. Apart from that, we also had the Food for Peace, where we're solving the problem of food insecurity. So the Food for Peace initiative, which was launched, was also very well publicized. And you could see that there were distribution of food at that time. Luckily, food prices have really crashed in the last few months. So the food crisis at that era, we were able to, Peace in Southeast Project was able to distribute food supplies, quantums of that, in different states, starting from Abia State as well. So every of our activities have started from Abia State before going out to other parts of the states in the region. So apart from that, we also had the health, when we came to Umaya for the health work, and there's also the education for peace. And this one, I think it's even currently ongoing, where in Abia State, there is this one we've done in partnership with the Benjamin Kalu Foundation.
We'll get to talk about that. I guess that's part of the things we are going to look at.
So these thematic areas, we also have the 3R among the thematic area, apart from the youth development, sports, education, and rehabilitation, reconstruction, and reconstruction of the broken down critical infrastructure, rehabilitation, and even healing and social cohesion. These are some of the thematic areas that Peace in Southeast is using to address some of the issues that Southeast is dealing with security-wise.
How would you say these initiatives of PASP has impacted the Southeast? I mean, especially since that 29th of December, would you say it has really helped in reducing and dissuading those who it is their stock and trade to hit up the insecurity within the Southeast? Would you say it has helped in the social cohesion, like you've mentioned, so far from that point of the launch until now being the 2nd day of February 2026?
Well, let me first say that Peace in Southeast Project, even after the launch, and then when we went straight into activations of the key thematic areas, one of the things we did was to unpack all of those activities that we had scheduled for the project, and unpack them in a way that it is run by experts and not politicians. And so that it's not about noise, but real work going on the ground. So, and that peace is the foundation of every success story in the region. And where there is peace, business opens, markets function, schools operate, and investors return. So, a peace in Southeast's biggest strength, trade and innovation and entrepreneurship, will only thrive in a peaceful environment. I'm sure you are beginning to see the Southeast is opening up now. You are seeing even some of the state governors are building high-level commuters parks where to bring back that era of our food transportation. The Southeast's biggest strength is trade, innovation, and entrepreneurship. So all of those are gradually coming back. And the sit at home, you can recognize that it's no longer as stringent as it used to be. And the era where you have our people, men and women of the South, is being reduced to very dehumanizing situation where when they get to army checkpoints, they are asked to come out of their vehicles, raise their hands, and you find pregnant women, young children, teenagers in this lineup, raising their hands like common criminals. But the actions and activities of peace in Southeast, to a reasonable extent, these were issues that we were addressing. We were meeting with the relevant government authorities, the DSS, the military, the police, and all of those. And we're having conversations. So it's a win-win situation to tell them, look, there has to be a tweak in how the Southeast is being handled. So you can see there was a high level of reduction in all of those. And I'm hoping that by now, this year, that 2026, we will have complete erasure of that. And then you also could notice that the activities of peace in Southeast led to the military exercise in the Southeast region. You no longer hear things like Cobra, Egweke, and all those kind of activations by the military. You now see them call it Operation Udoka. So Operation Udoka, peace is better by the military. The military don't do kinetic. They are more gun running and all of that. So they like the sound of war, and they protect in a more stronger terms and not conciliatory or joring with anybody and all of that. So you can see them doing Operation Udoka, taking from the name of peace in Southeast, which we say Udokama is our slogan. And when you see things like that, do you need anyone to tell you that this project has gained ground, released a lot of successes? So for me, it is a success story, apart from looking at the critical infrastructure area, looking at the rehabilitation area, and looking at the health sector, the Food for Peace initiative, and all of that. The key thing is the fact that the government at the center is listening. Southeast is looking like different from what it used to be, where we're now being earmarked for, national central reintegration. Those are the kind of things that anytime peace improves in the Southeast, economic activity rises immediately. And that tells you everything is everything. So peace has always been the engine behind the Southeast progress. Our people are traders, manufacturers, professionals, and innovators. So when there is peace, as we have been canvassing, markets will start flourishing. You can see some people are coming back to the East to open up businesses. Even with the work the state governments are doing, you can see what is going on in Enugu State. You can see what is going on in different states in Nigeria, in the Southeast. Imo State is the same. Even Abia now, you can see people are even, and houses are increasing in value because there is relative peace. So when there's peace, things flourish. And the success story, you can't really ignore the role and activities of peace in Southeast when you want to measure or talk about the successes that have been gained in the Southeast region. So I think that I know that our work is cut out for us, and that we can link the Peace in Southeast project. It's not an abstract organization. We're protecting lives, restoring daily normalcy, and safeguarding the region's future is our watchword, and it is coming together. And you can see that it may not be fully formed the way we want it, but it's progressively things are getting better. Let me say that things are looking up. We are not where we want to go yet, but there is relative peace and there is gradual redemption of our region from insurgency and high level of insecurity.
How much more can be done now? Obviously, you've admitted, yes, things may not be where you want it to be as an organization, as a key stakeholder in the Peace in the Southeast project. Things are not where you want it to be. You've admitted there is progress, but how much more success can PISP bring?
PISP and every other relevant stakeholders in this sector will continue to do the needful. We keep moving the needles, and others will also be doing their bits. We have greatly, I would not say that we've ended insecurity completely, but we haven't heard in the longest time that this soldier is killed, this officer is killed. We're not taking the credit, but I can confidently say that Peace in Southeast contributed to the stability, because we contributed to supported economic activity that you see, and we've also helped in restoring confidence. So I think that in due course we will continue to do our bits. We will continue to unpack what we have for the region. We will continue to penetrate more states in the region. We will continue to harness the existing thematic areas that we have, activating all of those to ensure that peace is restored in the region. Like I said earlier, it is a progressive work. It's not a sprint. It's more like a marathon. And we will continue with this race until peace is achieved in Southeast.
Well, any other time we're going to talk, I would have to ask you questions about your plan for 2026. But let's delve into the issue of education for peace. What is this one all about? You almost highlighted that question of mine earlier. However, this is the best moment to talk about it. What is it all about, and what's the connection with PISP?
Okay, so I'll tell you about Education for Peace. This is an initiative of the Peace in Southeast project. And under Education for Peace, we have so many sub-themes. And among the sub-themes is where we're looking at both the formal and informal education. PISP have done quite a number of entrepreneurship, scale-up, and startups. We've done quite some information technology training. We've done AI activation for members of the state, young people, and under the Education for Peace initiative,
we've lost connection with Mary Koko. We're going to reach out to her so that we can continue that conversation. Meanwhile, let's remind you once again.
Need to talk. Because the barrels of the gun do not talk, neither does the military engage in negotiations. Peace in the Southeast project, PISP, is set to bridge those gaps, to get Ndibo to talk and be talked to, all in the spirit of renewed hope. There is a need to get their hope renewed so that tomorrow will be better for them in terms of infrastructure, security, opportunities in employment, education, and lots more. Support this initiative for a peaceful Southeast. It's a gain for the nation. Peace in the Southeast. Our collective project. Ndibo need to talk. Because the barrels of the gun do not talk.
Sorry, Mary, we lost you at some point. Network glitches. Thank you for reconnecting with us. You were saying something about the Education for Peace.
Yes. So under the Education for Peace, we have so many other sub-schemes for our education activities. And one of the ones that we even have distribution of education materials among the lighter ed education projects that we have, where we are providing sufficiency in terms of books, textbooks, and just educational materials for indigent children and young people in the state. And that is one leg of the, another leg of the Education for Peace initiative. We also have endowment educational funds for young people from vulnerable indigent homes who can't afford education. That is also ongoing. But right now we're about to commence the free registration of UTME for students of Bende Federal Constituency. Now we are partnering with the Benjamin Kalu Foundation to do this one. This Education for Peace initiative involves this free registration of JAMP, which is UTME, which you call popularly known as JAMP, for students of the Southeast. But it's kicking off in Bende Federal Constituency. We are starting off with about 50 students that will be registered for each ward in Bende. Details for other states and local governments will be made public when we are done with the Bend activation. And it will go around the state and also go beyond Abia State. Like I said earlier, Anamanama, charity begins at home. We'll go also beyond Abia State to other states in the region to activate this UTME for students projects. And then members of the Bend, they need to also know that how we want to make this better is that nobody needs to spend any money coming to the constituency office of the Deputy Speaker for this. All they need to know is that their ward representatives will bring the forms to them. So there is no cost to them. We are going to reach them to their ward at the ward level to bring this love, this currency of love for JAMP, for the people of Bende local government. And I want to, at this point, extend my heartfelt thanks to the person of the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu. In fact, when we reached out to him for collaboration on this particular project, we didn't know what will come out of it, but we sure knew that he will always be there to support this initiative, even as he founded it. But we didn't know the scale. So when we continued the conversation, when we met to discuss this particular project, he wowed us with the gift of 50 students per ward. That is absolutely enormous. It's a big number from the Big Ben. And I want to, at this point, really, on behalf of members of the Peace in Southeast Project, to say a big thank you to Vice Honorable for the gift he's given to these people who can't afford to pay for these JAMP forms. Even those, at this point, even those who can are also welcome to participate. But you must be hungry for education and be ready to uptake this that is available to them.
The question
I think
to
that
ask
is what this one is about.
Oh yeah, the most appropriate question to ask now is, are there modalities to monitor from the pickup form point to when it gets to the constituency office of the Deputy Speaker, that the right people, like you've mentioned, those who are eager to go to school are going to be selected, and there wouldn't be any form of favoritism and all of that during the screening and picking of the 50 people that will be chosen per ward across Bende?
Yeah, absolutely. I love this question. So the thing about Peace in Southeast Project is that all of our activities, all of our projects, we utilize critical stakeholders in the various locations where we intervene. So our interventions also work with the locals, work with traditional rulers, work with the ward level administrators and leadership. So at the ward level, there is nobody who doesn't know anybody. So why we are not open to people coming when they hear this announcement to come to the constituency office it is because we are trying to take away any kind of shoddy activities. So what we do is we're working with traditional rulers, the locals, people at the ward level leaders. People at that level are able to identify, yes, this person's daughter, this person's son, oh, this boy is brilliant but he's in at home. These are the kind of ways we utilize the existing structures at the ward, at the villages, at the various constituencies to implement this project. That way, it is the people owning their project, making sure that their constituency fund works for that constituency and works for the right people. So that's the project. There are several other criteria that we're using so that the monies of the funds are not wasted and put to places that they will not yield fruit. Because at the core of our activity is the development of the mind. And the mind that will be developed must be the mind that is willing to be developed. So when I talk about people who have the brains and hunger to study and have no ability to do that, are those who these forms are for free.
Yeah. Okay, good clarity there, because obviously where we live in, people take such level of gesture for granted, and just to ensure that it gets to the most important set of people. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for that. Let's talk about the APC registration exercise. It was launched most recently. What's the progress report like?
The APC registration, first of all, let me say to you that we've made a lot of progress, regardless of the many challenges that some of us face across the local government due to some of the really unfortunate propaganda that were peddled around the state to disrupt what will be a very legitimate process of the All Progressive Congress, that is a nationwide exercise of APC registration. And to say that APC registration is a very transparent, highly inclusive, and fully official party exercise that allows new and existing members to register without fear, without duplication or exclusion. And this is about strengthening the internal democracy of our great party. And every genuine member is captured, every voice matters, and the process is fully above board. And that's what we've done. So far, when we started in other states, we recorded very low progress, not because people were not willing to join our party, but because there were some elements in the state that felt threatened by our growing numbers and started doing things that were totally unfortunate for the exercise. That kind of caused some delays, but after a while, when we're able to do some media rounds and speak directly to our various members of our constituencies, people were on their own reaching out to us and saying, look, I want to be a member of this party. And don't forget that this exercise is also for our existing members. But what makes it different this time around is the fact that it is now more transparent. It is more, it looks for people who are well equipped for an election to be members of our party. So it's about strengthening our party, and so far I can tell you that the progress has been great. And thanks to the extension of the exercise, we are still on ground, and we will continue, to win more members to our. It's always nice to ask people that if you want to be plugged into the national grid of politics and the policies of this country, APC is the party to join. And every Nigerian has a right, every citizen of Abia State do have a right to join any political party without intimidation, harassing APC members is wrong. So I wanted us to talk about this because this is something I witnessed on ground, and it's really, really unfortunate.
Okay, it's time to open the phone lines and have you join the conversation. The phone lines have been buzzing for a while, and at this juncture, you can join the conversation when you call 0808-182-6949 or 0811-605-2949. Good morning and thank you for joining the conversation.
Good morning, Wizzy.
Yeah, go ahead, please. Name and location.
Who say man know this name I'm calling from? Happy New Week. And Happy New Week, I guess.
All the best, please.
And Happy New Month as well. Please, I want to thank them, the Wabiabu, the Deputy Speaker spokesperson, and the lady Mary Ukoku, who just sensitize Abians and Nigerians, the policies of Ben Carlo and Mr. President. Irrespective of what we are seeing, I want to encourage them for allowing the truth to be known to Abians and Nigerians. I keep saying, and I'm still begging Mr. Ben, Right Honorable Ben Carlo, to look inward, to use his position to make sure that the rail lines, all the rail lines in the south and southeast Nigerians are connected, because it should help to ameliorate the sufferings of our people and extortion. The road that it even stops most road accidents in south is there. Then I want to thank him for the policies that he is making that is yielding fruit. Even the one Mr. President is doing, all this development that is happening in various states, including Abia, because of this first subsidy removal and the policy is floating the naira. So these are the things that are making things different. Adventure. Maybe some government are still receiving what previous administration received. We would have been experiencing such transformation in the state here today. So I'm encouraging them to make sure the registration is a free thing. Let all members, people that want to join them, let them join them without any intimidation, without any harassment from any political party, any opposition party.
I appreciate you, Hussein Manoda. Let's take another call. Good morning.
Good morning, Wizzy, my brother.
Go ahead, please. Name and location.
Happy New Month, Happy New Week, and Happy New Week. Thank you, my brother.
Go ahead.
Good morning, Madam Ikoko. Good morning, Madam.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. You have spoken well to me. You're a real image dresser. Thank you, and God bless you, Madam.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I still remember Mr. Prince Wiloswago from here in Omonachobo. Please, my little question to you, Madam. In as much as we are all looking towards forthcoming general election come 2027, and several parties are having their registration, then yours is being tagged e-registration. I'm happy and I'm not against it. But my take on that registration is this, Madam. Please, can you clear me the more? Why is it that your party, APC, is linking a very sensitive materials of INEC to their registration by asking people to give in their voters' identification number, which is a personal number in every electorate voting card in Nigeria? Please, why is it so that a party has made
Thank you, Prince Oloswago. I wish to take one more call. Look at the comment on Facebook and have me conclude. If you don't mind, move away from your radio set. Good morning.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. You have 40 seconds.
Okay. Now, good morning, your guest. You know, my name is David. I'm calling from World Bank. This Ben Carlo issue. Ben Carlo has been doing that maybe he knows the politics more than others. And one other thing, he said that he is going to release Nnamdi Carlo. How can you make peace without releasing our brother? That is our anger. There's no peace without Nnamdi Carlo. They have been playing politics with Nnamdi Carlo. Nnamdi Carlo will release until they get the king. They get life imprisonment or what. So it's not to be using my brother to beat politics. And the politics is being in United States using our state to...
I appreciate you. 40 seconds gone. Ben Mandate on Facebook is saying the impact of peace in the Southeast project for a peaceful Southeast cannot be overemphasized. And I said thanks to the founder, the Deputy Speaker of House of Representatives, Right Honorable Benjamin Okezie-Carlo, PhD, CFR, the Education for Peace Initiative, where students from the Southeast will be registered for JAMB for free, is equally commendable. Fortune Wankanga. Our principal, the DS is coming and our victory is assured. There is no election yet. Wankanga. Ihe na Osita Dema is saying the Big Ben is coming. Namde Wigwe. Okay, that message is not for us. Mary, let's mop up now because of time. I'll hand over the microphone back to you. I'm sure you listened to the submission of some of the callers and the comments I read on Facebook. Can you do justice to that in 1 minute 30 seconds before we wrap up?
In 1 minute
30 seconds. So probably you pick the ones you find germane.
Yeah, I think the first caller asked a very pertinent question, and I like his question. He talked about the rail line, and I like that he mentioned that. The good news is that, again, Benjamin Okezie-Kalu, remember the Southeast Development Commission, which he vigorously pursued, made sure the bill was passed alongside his colleagues in National Assembly, and received presidential assent with the board set up, and they are ready to work, right? So that organization, SEDC, in the coming days, from tomorrow, will be hosting a Vision 2050 forum for the entire Southeast. So that caller needs to be there. He will hear firsthand the plan of Southeast Development Commission, how they are going to build bridges and railways that will connect the entire Southeast. So you can go around the Southeast in one day. So it needs to, that's one. And then the person that asked about APC collecting sensitive material like PVC.
Yeah,
I think that the party, let me make it categorically clear that the official, the APC, the registration is an internal party membership exercise. It has nothing to do with INEC, voting, or election management. No political party in Nigeria would be doing anything connected to that right now because it's not yet an election season. What we are doing, citizens have rights to protect their IDs. What we are doing, we are not registering ghosts. We are registering Nigerians that are identifiable. Okay. We are cleaning up our houses. We are strengthening our systems. Okay. So what we do, the party is looking to register those who are able to vote in an election. We are registering those who are identifiable Nigerians, citizens, bona fide citizens of this country, who you can say they really do exist and not dead people. Right. There are times that we were doing this registration and people could bring on names and you fill up the place with and going digital should be applauded. That the APC is looking to make things better for our great party.
Thank you,
by
Mary.
registering people and weeding off not people who are not humans.
Okay, thank you, Mary. Mary, we have to draw the curtain.
Operation Show Your Project. Operation Show Your Project.
This is ABNTV, where the world is on your screen, bringing you news like you've never seen. From headlines to highlights, we are your guide. ABNTV. Let's take you for a ride. Your stories, your world, your channel. ABNTV.